Earthquake's got... Earthquake... Let me start that again.
From the central coast of New South Wales, Australia, it's the #1 podcast for the X-Men animated series. This is Generation X-Men with Bender and Brooksy.
Yes, it is. This is Generation X-Men. I'm Bender, and with me, as always, is Brooksy.
Hey.
Like the name suggests, we are Generation X-Men, and you are too. If you're new to this, what we'll be doing is going through all 5 seasons of X-Men the Animated Series, one episode at a time, giving you our thoughts, X-Quiz, tally time, and most importantly, having a laugh as well. Now, the Dark Phoenix Saga Part 4, The Fate of the Furious, Phoenix. How good's that, Brooksy? The subtitle's so good that Vin Diesel is stealing most of it to be a subtitle in the Fast and Furious franchise.
That bastard.
Stealing, thieving. No, I'm just kidding. He'll probably smash my face in if you heard me talking shit about him. Anyway, we're here for the thrilling finale of the Dark Phoenix Saga, where the team goes against the mighty Imperial Guard in the ancient rite of Aranin Halar. Plus, Brooksy, it's someone's birthday.
Is it? Who's that?
It's not a birthday, it's anniversary. That's right, it's Generation X-Men's.
Oh.
We're turning 3 years old. We turned 3 years old on August 2. We missed the birthday exactly, but we're going to catch up on it and give you all a present in this episode. Special present for you listeners. We're breaking down Pride of the X-Men. No, I'm just kidding. We're not doing that. Not yet. That's coming eventually. But what we'll be doing is ranking the X-Men films. That's right. All the X-Men films in the Fox produced franchise because, you know, it's the end of an era for them. They'll soon be rebooted in the MCU. We went over great ways of how to do that. Yeah. And already online, there's some interesting theories of how they're going to do it. I don't think any of them's going to top yours, Brooksy.
Yeah.
Because we're just winging it and came up with a great way. So listen to the archives, last couple episodes, to find out how Brooksy had introduced the MCU. Yeah, in the X-Men films, we're including Deadpool, which I wasn't really about, but you insisted. Why, Brooksy?
I think they're in the same universe, so we should include them.
There's X-Men in them. You should include them. See, they're so different to me, but
they are.
Fall under the X-Men banner, so people who are fans of the podcast know where my alliances lie in terms of Deadpool, so it shouldn't be too surprising what the ranking is, but this will be an interesting listen because we'll be going through everything about the X-Men movies in a sort of condensed fashion.
Hey, Bendo, what's that noise?
I don't know. What is that noise, Brooksy?
Sounds like some sort of alarm.
Some alarm?
Is it a countdown?
Oh, this is a countdown to Corey. 10. That's right, listeners. Countdown to Corey. It's 10 episodes. Listeners who can't remember the last that we talked about our mate Corey, who is our Nightcrawler mark. And he'd said he'd only come on the show if it had Nightcrawler in it. So, Corey, you've got 10 episodes to go, so get your X-Men pencil and notepad ready, because you're on your way, son. Countdown to Corey. Generation Mailbag is back, plus some mutant merch from me. And you, Brooks, you've got a live unboxing there.
Yeah, one just showed up at the front door.
It showed up at the front door at 7:30 p.m. We're pulling back the curtains. The postman never sleeps around this part, around these parts. What, did it come by courier or cargo plane?
Carrier pigeon.
Oh, carrier pigeon. It's one big-ass pigeon or many pigeons because it's a decent-sized box. I could have saved my mutant merch as a live unboxing, but there were 6 boxes, and I had to get stuck into them as soon as I got home. I couldn't wait, listeners. I'm just too excited to open all my mutant merch. But I tell you, these last 2 days really cleaned me out. There was some surprise items on the toy shelves that I just could not walk by. I had them pre-ordered, quickly cancelled the pre-order because I'd much rather have them now and support the local businesses. Because I figure if they see the records that, hey, this guy keeps buying 6 at a time, let's order some more. Not of the same one, but of that same, style, that line. All right, I'm going to help the business and help myself. Hopefully this doesn't encourage other buyers on the Central Coast to just flame Toymate like I have been. I swear, if you check the Toymate security cameras, you'll see me walk in at least once every couple of days.
Any new stock.
Any new stock, that's right. And shortest visits ever. Go to the spot, not there, go back out, visit dad or whatever. So, yeah, we got plenty to break down in the episode, but before we get into that, it's time for X Quiz.
Pop quiz, Hotshot.
Pop quiz!
Pop quiz, asshole.
Time for a surprise quiz?
Won't be a pop quiz on Wednesday. There's a pop quiz. Pop quiz.
1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4.
Wow.
There's a lot of colours.
Yeah.
A lot of colours, Brooksy.
This was terrible for X Quiz.
It's terrible for X Quiz. Not a lot of Easter eggs.
I've got 2 questions that are like 80,000 things in each question, and that's all I've got. There was nothing in this. What? I had nothing to go to.
Oh, mate, I just went to the colour well, mate.
The colour wheel.
Yeah, because there's plenty of colours going on. I don't know how obscure, how much attention you've been paying, but they should be relatively easy to pick, these ones. But yeah, in terms of vastness or for questions in trivia, there wasn't too much going on.
All right, kick us off then.
Then here we go, because I think it's got to be a first for Generation X-Men. I have more questions than you.
That's right.
Here we go. In the episode, Professor X, in the previous episode, his hover chair gets blown up by Dark Phoenix. Nice enough for the Shi'ar to provide him with an alternate one of their space hover chairs. It's normally yellow. What colour is Professor X's space hover chair?
So if I just pause here, give Corey a chance to answer.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's purple.
You are correct. It is purple. A purple hover chair with like green balls on it and all sorts of fancy colours. This one's a lot more pimped out than his regular Earthborn hover chair.
We get a lot of alien cameos in the episode when the X-Men show up on the Shi'ar cruiser.
All right, yeah.
Can you name any of those alien cameos?
Well, I can name some of them. When Lilandra goes to the Shadow Council, or whatever they're called.
Yeah. You got 2 there. But just before that, there's a panning shot across an audience. And there's a couple of ones from the X-Men franchise. And then there's a couple from other space movies.
Holy moly, I must have blinked and missed that, because I did not see that at all. Does my previous answer still count as space cameos?
One of them does.
Oh, well, then I'll just lock in Skrull. I'm sure there's
Correct.
some other Skrull that popped
There
up.
was a Skrull. There was also a blue uniformed Kree.
Oh, a Kree.
There was a couple of people from Star Wars.
Really?
So,
I did not see that at all.
You know the blue chick, and she's got like the 2 really long...
yes, the 2 sort of ponytail type deals.
Twi'lek or something it's called.
Mm.
You got that chick?
Is that the dancer out of Return of the Jedi that gets dumped down the shaft, but her hair's like green or something?
There's also an actual alien, a xenomorph.
There's a xenomorph here.
There is.
You're kidding. I didn't even see that.
And there's also a Badoon.
A Badoon?
Yep.
What is a Badoon?
It's a fictional reptilian alien species appearing in American comic books published by Marvel.
Oh, well.
I didn't just read that straight off.
Well, I didn't see that.
So Larry's thrown that one in.
Oh, well, it's good on him for getting a xenomorph in there, because they've appeared before as alien type things.
Yeah.
I've seen them, but they've changed the colour to avoid copyright infringements, I guess. All right. During Professor X's and Lilandra's mind date, I'm going to call it a mind date because they just start talking to each other and they're magically transported to a lovely island. I can't remember if Professor X is walking, but Lilandra's in her civvies. She's wearing a nice dress. What colour is the dress?
Yeah, I'm not quite too sure. Yeah, it kind of looked like they put him in the Savage Land.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Hanging out in the Savage Land. Because if he was walking, that makes perfect sense.
The professor definitely was walking.
Yeah.
And he was wearing his green jumpsuit.
He took her to the Savage Land.
His janitor jumpsuit.
Rolled the sleeves up. Done with it shitty.
Let's say she went with blue.
She went with a purple dress.
Oh, man, that was close.
She went to a purple dress, but I think there may have been a colour glitch because right before she realised she's being seduced, it turns red.
Okay.
So I would have accepted purple or red.
All right.
But yeah, she's wearing a purple dress when they were having their date in the Savage Land.
Jean uses like a vision to show Cyclops what she can see is going to happen if Phoenix takes over again. jumps to a bunch of different landmarks on the Earth that are going to be destroyed. Can you name any of those landmarks or places?
I think this
countries.
was all stock footage or a blend of stock footage and new footage. I think I saw the Eiffel Tower there.
Correct.
And what are those big white arches? Is that in Washington or something like that?
Big white arches?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're called, but judging by your facial expression, I don't think they showed up. But I think I only ever saw the Eiffel Tower, but maybe the Statue of Liberty?
No.
What was there, Corey? Ayers Rock?
Yeah. The first one was the New York City skyline.
Oh, right,
Didn't include the Statue of Liberty.
Oh.
The next one was Big Ben in London.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Then we went over to the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal?
Yes, in India.
Ooh. Normally that doesn't get blown up in...
No, and in all of these places there was no people.
Right.
Everything was getting burnt, so there was no people dying, and I'm like, oh, it's probably a kid's show.
Yeah, well, we can't have any corpses or anything.
No charred remains.
No charred remains like Star Wars where people getting put out. They're on fire. All right, later on the episode, when Phoenix breaks out after she's been captive for a little bit and starts ripping the Imperial Guard a new butthole.
Ripping and tearing.
Lilandra says, go to plan what? What is the name of her plan? And I've got multiple choice here. Is it plan Alpha, Omega, or Beta?
It's Omega.
It is Omega. Go to plan Omega.
Because I was going to look up Omega and see if that was... Where does that fall? Isn't it Alpha, Beta? And then what's the next one?
I can't think of any plans that start with C.
Yeah. Kappa.
Yeah, there we go. What are they anyway? Alpha, Beta,
I
Kappa?
have no idea.
Let's look it up real
Is
quick.
Delta one?
Yeah, now that might just be the phonetic alphabet or something.
I remember that from a kids' game show back in the 90s. I can't remember what the show was called, but there was Alpha and Omega. There's like two kids at a panel. They'd ask them questions, and they press the buzzer and they go, Omega, or Alpha. And then they'd like run into a maze. It wasn't amazing. It was some other show. It was on Channel 9, not Channel 7.
Children's game shows were always so fun to watch.
Yeah.
There's always mazes and letters and video games and...
Pick Your Face. Do you remember that one?
Goop. No, I don't remember Pick Your Face.
They had like a big nose. They had to pull out all these things out of it along with a lot of snot. And it was all clues to a famous person.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
I remember that one.
I don't know what all this Omega Alpha stuff. All I'm getting is sororities, and I don't think sororities started all the Omega stuff. I'll look it up later. Listeners, anyone know what Alpha, Omega, Beta, Kappa?
Yeah, righty.
What is all that stuff? Your question, sir.
I'm done.
That's it. Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right, at the end of the episode, in the worst ending ever, according to you, what is the colour of the blanket that Psych tucks Jean in with?
Is it purple? Because everything else is fucking purple.
It is purple.
I just looked up that game show. It's called Challenger.
Challenger.
Yes.
But yeah, very purple heavy with all the colours in this episode. I'm sure there are other colours, but it's just all the significant items that I chose just happened to be purple.
The first host of Challenger was Dougie the Pizza Boy.
Oh, that's right. Then he did all that blow.
Oh, yeah. All the blow.
A lot of Australian references here for our international listeners. Dougie the Pizza Guy was the mascot for Pizza Hut. He just happened to be a very good pizza delivery man. And I remember...
Give him a tip.
What was the next bit of the tip?
Work hard and be good to your mother.
Oh, right. I remember the follow-up to that, after he got done for blow, they dropped him as the mascot. And a couple of years later, there was like, find the new pizza man.
Find the new Dougie.
And there's like going through like an obstacle course in the mud to deliver the pizza on time. And the bloke who give him the hot bag or whatever at the end was the original Dougie.
All right, yeah.
And he goes, congratulations. And the new bloke's name was also Dougie. So he goes, congratulations, Dougie. And give him the big wink. So that was a huge thing for television commercials, like cameo from the original Dougie.
Do Challenger ran for 2 seasons.
Back on Challenger.
This is so interesting.
Generation Challenger.
How many episodes do you reckon are in 2 seasons of Challenger?
I would say that was a fair bit. In 2 seasons, I'd say 63.
265.
Oh, jeez. It's one for every day of the week, not just weekdays. Jeez.
Wow.
That is so much Challenger.
Oh, man.
For a game show that I didn't watch that often, there was a lot of it. I think the one I watched the most was Amazing.
Oh, Amazing was amazing. James Sherry. Oh, that was great.
I don't remember the host.
You had to play bloody Mario Kart or
play Mario
Diddy Kong
Kart, Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh, man, I would have nailed that game.
I when I grew later on, you'd play Crash Bandicoot, and it's all about how much Wampa fruit you could get. And then at the end of the thing, you'd run through the maze, collect all the letters.
And they had that big keyboard, and you had to run and step on the spell out the letter.
Generation Amazing. That was a good game show for kids. Really wanted to be on it.
You got any other questions, boss?
No other questions. That's it for X Quiz, baby.
Previously on X-Men.
I say, previously on X-Men, went for 57 seconds today, which is pretty much a standard time for that.
Not too long, not too short.
Yeah, they're usually just about a minute. We get the Dark Phoenix really phoenixing out.
Oh, Phoenix.
Kicking the X-Men's ass. She then takes off into space and consumes a solar system. This pisses off the Shi'ar. They're in some sort of process of just searching around or some shit. And she rips off the wing of the spaceship. The Professor and Jean manage to contain the Phoenix in some gack.
In some gack that hardens.
Then they think everything's good, but no, Shi'ar show up on Earth to destroy Jean and Phoenix.
They're here to terminate her.
You want to break it down?
Let's break it down, Brooksy.
Break it down, my fuzz.
Break it down! Break it down!
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Breakdown! Go ahead, give it to me.
Breakdown.
Where is she?
Okay, today we are doing episode number 43, season 3, episode 14, Dark Phoenix Saga, part 4, The Fate of the Phoenix.
Oh, yes.
Original air date for this one was November 26, 1994. Unfortunately, no new songs.
No new songs.
I looked everywhere.
No more Boys to Men.
It was Boys to Men, still Boys to Men, and Still Tomorrow, Silverchair.
Oh, boy.
Week 5.
Week 5.
Oh, man. I even went to the UK charts. I had no idea what that song was. Never heard it in my life.
Did you listen to it?
I did.
And you never heard it before? Didn't rate it?
No.
Shouldn't have been number 1?
Terrible. I didn't even write it down. Like, this is terrible.
Should have still been Kylie.
I even went to the country charts. It wasn't Achy Breaky Heart, so I didn't know any song.
Wasn't Achy Breaky Heart or Love Story as the 2 country hits that I know.
I don't think either of them came out in 1994.
No.
Anyway, movies this week.
Movies this week.
Only one notable movie. Your Man, Arnie. One of his worst movies.
In 94. Junior?
Yep.
Junior. I was going to say, can't be talking shit about True Lies. It has to be Junior.
Of course not. It's got Lies Dushku in it.
Well, that is opposite ends of the spectrum for my boy Arnie. You got Junior and then you got True Lies. Got him shooting people on a horse or him giving birth. Terrible.
The good thing about this weekly thing now is every episode after this is just scattered. So we're just going to be back and forth. It's not going to be the same song for 4 weeks now.
It's a bit of tumultuous charts.
Yeah, the run order just goes harebrained.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
So it's going to be good.
Even for movies as well?
Jumping around, because it's all years and that. It's a different year. Like we have to go to season 5, then we're back to season 3, and then season 4, and then... So yeah, we're jumping around everywhere.
Outstanding.
It's going to be awesome. This one was written by Brooks Watchell and directed by Larry Houston.
On you, Larry. Did you say Brooks Satchwell?
Yes, Brooks Satchwell.
Oh, it's the Satch. She's so multi-talented.
I wish it was Brooks Satchwell.
She's come off Neighbours and she's written an episode of...
How old would Brooks Satchwell be in 1994? She'd probably be still in high school.
She would have been just right for us. She's just right now. Get her on the show, the Satch. Oh, when is there more Mr. In Between coming? Oh, did you know that the last episode you showed me was when they go to get the treasure and that's it. Did you know there's another episode after that?
Yeah, I've seen the whole...
Oh, okay. Because I stopped at that episode.
Okay.
You didn't show me the very last one.
That's probably because you didn't come up after that.
I saw it. I was just going through like my website where I download the movies or whatever. So I wonder if they've got any more mystery in between. And I saw like episode 10 or whatever. I was like, what? I thought it finished at 9. And I watched it. Oh, damn. So I just waited. Lucky there was seats left.
You lucky bastard. You got another episode.
I got another episode out of it. I was like, oh, jeez.
They've been replaying it all weekend and keep watching it all the time. So good.
Too good. And there needs to be more. Bloody Rona. That's what's Australian television and film industry is suffering because there's no mystery in between.
Brooke Satchwell would have been 14.
The Satch.
So she clearly didn't write this episode.
It's all right. We would have been 8 or something.
Capture Jean Grey.
Don't let them through.
So the episode starts with Shi'ar capturing Jean. Wolverine pops claws straight up. He is ready for a fight.
He's not messing around.
But just before the rumble starts, the Professor makes contact with Lilandra psychically. I have to note here, he's still being held like a baby by Rogue. And then he starts talking in Shi'ar.
Ooh. Aranin Hala.
You love saying that. You said it like 4 times. Aranin Hala. Lilandra then calls off the Imperial Guard because thanks to the Professor's mind probe, he has enacted an ancient Shi'ar challenge to a duel of honor which cannot be refused. He's
really more or less violated Lilandra's brain here. He's gone in there and stole some information that doesn't belong to him. Sort of pre-inception sort of stuff, but it's very invasive. And you've been doing something. Your Professor X impression has been evolving into something else.
Yeah?
Who are you thinking when you're doing it? Because it's starting to sound like somebody else we know from movies.
I don't know. Who do I sound like?
I don't know who you sound like. The impression's over before the time I get to detect who I'm listening to. So next time Professor X's line comes up, I'm going to have to pay attention. But you're on guard now. I shouldn't have brought it up.
You shouldn't have. Because it's all been recorded. You could have just kept replaying it back.
Yeah, but it's changed. It's evolving into somebody evil. Because
he is evil.
Because he's evil, and you're giving me an evil reading of Professor X. I'm just trying to detect where you're going with this voice. I don't know. That's Aranen Hala. Yeah, that sort of voice. I don't know who talks like that. Who's a villain in movies, but it would have been a movie we've both seen. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, so no glove slap this time. In challenging for the duel.
We challenge you.
Unfortunately.
There should have been a slap. He was wearing gloves.
The Professor says, oh yeah, by the way, this challenge I made in our names, basically in all of our names. He's like, yeah, our names except for mine. I'm not doing shit.
They blew up my chair. What am I going to do?
What am I going to do?
The Shi'ar have an ancient law, the challenge to a duel of honor, which cannot be refused. I have made the challenge in our names.
In all of our names?
Lilandra calls out again in Shi'ar and everyone disappears in front of Jean's parents and her sister. See you, mate.
They've been beamed up, away from it all.
We're back from the break and Gambit wants to know what just happened. Beast, I believe the technology involves molecular dispersion and reconstruction. In the vernacular, we were moved.
He's really dumbing it down for old Gambit. Well, he starts off smart, then he has to dumb it down.
We are now in the Shi'ar ship's huge coliseum. Cyclops then asks, why aren't the X-Men Lilandra's friends? Why doesn't she trust them to deal with Jean? Lilandra says the Phoenix is too powerful.
The Phoenix is too powerful. Once she existed only to serve our empire. Now she lives only to experience new sensations.
New sensations.
A new sensation. Now, they were in a big Coliseum type deal, right? Did they have an audience?
Yeah, that was the audience that they scanned across. That was all
yes.
The aliens.
So it was kind of like the Galactic Senate in Phantom Menace and the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, but they didn't get bogged down in stupid bloody...
Space politics.
Yeah, space politics. The entire fucking episode.
And the Trade Federation.
Oh my god. What was he thinking?
What were you thinking?
They show the solar system she consumed and explain the planets were uninhabited. But what about next time? Single star systems won't be enough, and she will go for galaxies.
So this was kind of like Galactic Senate or a high court type deal. But rather than go the full, this is the evidence we present, this is the rebuttal, they just said, okay, we're going to fight now, thank the Lord. And it would have gone full George Lucas space politics.
Like the crystal that spawned her, she can destroy all that is. So that's why they have to kill her, and they say, kill her. They do say kill her.
Ooh, kills appeared.
Yes. Beast says, to kill an innocent creature, to get to another is barbarous.
Barbarous. I've heard that one before.
Rogue then carries the professor over, still no chair, and he has invoked this challenge. We X-wipe to Lilandra and the professor. Now he's got his brand new chair. He looks like a hermit crab in a new shell. It's very shell-like, this new...
That's a good analogy, yeah, that's right.
New chair.
But he's not growing any.
Lilandra says, the Shi'ar Empire does not act alone. Phoenix is a creature of such immense power that she threatens stellar empires that were ancient before your son had planets.
Ooh.
I must consult them. And she walks through this weird-looking door, and she speaks to the Kree and the Skrulls, who don't object to the duel. But the X-Men can't win.
Ooh. Kree, what species do they look like again?
The Kree...
Oh, they're the blue people.
They are.
Ronan the Accuser is a Kree. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
I think the Kree one was like the Central Intelligence. You know how they got the intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Captain Marvel, but it can be anyone sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's who they were talking to. And then they talked to the Skrulls leader.
Yeah.
Some chick.
Yeah, some chick that sounded like a dude. Yeah, I remember the Kree leader sounded like Senator Kelly.
He did.
He sounded exactly like Senator Kelly. What, you can't drop, the voice actor can't drop his tone a little bit, just have to sound exactly like Senator Kelly.
Earthers are a stubborn breed, but honorable. The Kree do not object to this duel.
No, Senator, I have not.
Then it isn't true that your school for the gifted is really a clearinghouse for pro-mutant propaganda?
Nor do I, Empress of the Skrulls. Sauron lives once more!
We get a vertical panel wipe. We're getting so many different wipes. I just wanted to mention this.
I was going to say, if this was a weekly thing, he would be listening to your feedback.
He uses every wipe. It's great. I love it.
He's gone to the old well and pulled out a lot of different wipes here. I noticed like an X wipe, a Venetian blind wipe, a pixelate wipe. He's going all out, keeping you appeased.
He's got them all. I love them. We see Beast training. He's interrupted by Storm, who asks, are they on the right side?
Yeah, they're in the sort of Shi'ar danger room here, which I like.
Beast calls her Aurora for the first time. We haven't heard her name.
Aurora Borealis.
He explains Jean has committed no crime and injured no one, however, has to be punished so she can't hurt people in the future. Below we see Wolverine and Gambit fighting robots.
Of course.
They're having a similar conversation. Gambit asks if Lilandra is right. Wolverine says, maybe. But if push comes to shove, I'll stand by Jean all the way.
Tell you what, there's always a two-way conversation where someone asks a question and the tough guy always says, maybe. I swear that appears a number of times, so I've got to keep my ear out for it.
Set him up for a maybe, eh?
Set him up for a maybe. Maybe. So that's a real non-committal sort of answer. But that's an interesting thing they're discussing, which is similar to like the mutant registration in all the X-Men films. So register them just in case they do something.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it's not to that extent.
The professor then tries the old mind beam trick on Lilandra to remind her of their love and that she should join him and contain the Phoenix.
Oh, this is the mind date in the Savage Land.
That's right. But Lilandra is not happy with this trick.
It's not about that.
She changes the scenery from this nice waterfall and colourful environment to this grey, rocky area, and she's up on top of the rock.
Yes.
Oi!
It's not in her civvies anymore. She's in her royal garb, and she's got her staff of power.
She says she has to put the Shi'ar people before her personal feelings. The professor then again tries to sweet talk her, but she opens up this cavern below him and just swallows him up. Not falling for this, Charles.
Drops him in a crevasse, vertical limit style. So, their love. Did I miss a couple of dozen episodes in which they became lovers?
Oh, hang on, my alarm's going off.
Oh, your X-Men alarm.
It's Meme Monday. Oh, get on it, everyone. Like my meme.
Oh, do you have to post it right now, or is it just like
I usually do?
It's a okay. I thought it was like a scheduled post automatically.
I don't know how to do that.
I don't think you can. I was thinking about YouTube.
Yeah, get on and like this meme I'm putting up right now.
Oh, mate, and if you retweet it or reshare it, give us some cred. There's been a lot of bastards stealing our memes.
They're always stealing our photos.
And they would be stealing our thumbnails, but I put our logo on that shit.
They still stole them, though, remember? And it just comes up with Generation X.
Yeah, you can't crop that shit out, mate. It's taking up half the picture. So we're getting that whether you want us to or not. I think it was the... Garrock and Sauron, the one that got posted.
Doing test of strength.
Doing the test of strength, but I can't remember what the guy said about it. It's like, who is this guy or something like that?
It was someone on one of those, like, oh, we love the X-Men Facebook pages. And he's like, oh, who the hell's this?
I think we saw it and we both said, listen to the episode.
That's exactly right. I just jumped on Generation X-Men and I just said, if you just listen to this episode, you find out.
Oh, mate, hopefully that does lead to some organic grows in the podcast. So.
If you're here because of that, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. If you're that guy. Oh, I saw that picture.
Hey, that was me. Okay, so then we got part 3 of the Is Lilandra Right conversation. And this time it's Cyclops and Rogue. So it's just like the same conversation. They're just getting everyone in the X-Men to have the same conversation.
You're pretty keen to pick up on that. I didn't put that together at all.
Cyclops is worried that if the psychic circuit breakers that the professor has put in Jean's head fail, she could destroy the universe. Rogue then tries to put herself in Cyclops' shoes. Cyclops thinks that if he was in Lilandra's shoes, would he act any differently? Jean then rolls up in her Marvel Girl uniform.
Classic callback.
And goddamn it, she has had some costume changes in this series. Should we list them here?
In the Saga, yes, please.
We've got Jean. We've got Jean in a spacesuit.
Yes.
Then we've got Phoenix.
Yep.
Then we've got her in her infirmary robe.
Yep.
Then we've got her in the Mastermind's pink dress.
Yeah.
Then we've got Dark Phoenix in the alley that we thought maybe might be a bit different.
Might be a glitch or something. Yeah.
Then she's back into a civics.
Yeah.
It's a different one. Then she's in the Mastermind wedding dress.
Yeah.
Then she's in the Phoenix costume.
Yeah.
Then she's in the Black Queen costume in the black dress. Then she's in the Dark Phoenix. Then she's back to Phoenix. Now she's in Marvel Girl.
More wardrobe changes than a Lady Gaga concert.
Oh, far out.
Oh, it's so good that you noticed this stuff, Brooks. I had no idea. Oh, mate, if this was a movie, the actress would be loving it. All these different clothes she gets to wear.
My daddy always said, 2's company and 3's an eavesdropper.
That's a terrible line.
I should be 3 gets you talked about, isn't that right?
I don't know. Just cut it out.
It seems like it's had a more scandalous line in there, but they had to get rid of it. Surely that couldn't have been a final line, because that doesn't make sense at all. And no daddy would say that.
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense. Oh, well, that's going in.
Yeah, it does.
That doesn't make sense.
You need to have a segment called That Doesn't Make Sense, and where you just bring it up and have a huge rant about it.
Welcome to That Doesn't Make Sense with Xander Drax.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. It's in Brisbane, the museum. I had no idea. It's like City Hall.
Yeah, man, we should have gone there.
If I'd have known that, I would have told you about it, and you would have been 100%, yeah, let's go, let's check it out.
Hell yeah. Jean is upset that she destroyed a solar system and reveled in it. Cyclops corrects her that, no, Phoenix did that, not you, Jean. Jane is worried.
Eugene?
Eugene.
Yeah.
Not Eugene. Hey, Eugene. Jane is worried that what will happen if Phoenix breaks free again. Jane says, what if the next world we ravage is Earth? She does say we now. She doesn't say Phoenix. She says both of them.
We are Venom.
Cyclops
stuff.
is trying to avoid her. Yeah, he's trying to give her a pep talk, and he's like, don't worry, you can stop. It's all good.
And during this pep talk, he flips her around and just gives her a reach around. It's not really the sort of body language that you go to when you're reassuring your girlfriend. You won't kill thousands upon millions of people. Turn her around, give her a reach around from behind. Let me spoon you while we're standing up.
There's like a meme like that where they come around the back and then they just throw over the shoulder. That's what I was going to have. It's okay. Freaks back.
Breaks her neck. It's like a Heimlich maneuver or something. Someone come around, German suplex.
German suplex. Jean then shows him in his mind what she fears. This is where we come through. The Phoenix flying into another sun. There's lots of flames all over the picture. They're real flames.
Yes, genuine stock footage flames. I think they appear about 3 times. That should have been one of my X quizzes.
And that's where we see all these various landmarks all being destroyed. And she says, I can imagine losing control again. Only this time the victims are my friends and the world I call home. Am I worth the risk? Cyclops says, you're worth everything there is.
On your Cyclops.
We then get the fade wipe to Lilandra, who explains that the challenge, the X-Men will battle the Imperial Guard in the uncharted blue area of Earth's moon.
I like the blue area. I'd like to visit the blue area. I want to know what's going on in the blue area of Earth's moon. Couldn't it have been any other moon or something?
Yeah, put them on a different moon.
Yeah.
If the X-Men win, those who survived will be set free. If the Imperial Guard wins, Phoenix/Jean Grey is ours to do with as they wish.
The X-Men face hopeless odds, Your Magistrix, but they are exceptional beings. Suppose they win.
They will not win, Araki. They cannot win.
I like Uraki, the advisor. He looks like half man, half owl.
Yeah, he's both the Prime Minister of the Intergalactic Shi'ar Emporium and the Lord Chancellor of the Empire's ruling Emperor or Empress.
I'm sorry. Whenever I hear Prime Minister in space things, that just seems so silly to me because Australia has a Prime Minister. It seems so weird that...
Prime Minister!
Yeah, it seems so weird that there'd be a Prime Minister in outer space. What's his other title? That sounds so much more space to me.
Lord Chancellor.
Lord Chancellor. That sounds more space to me than Prime Minister. Sounds so stupid.
Okay, back from the break, and they have to teleported or beamed down.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it says, looks like some sort of spooky Mardi Gras.
See, I really like that line because, to me, ties into Hard Target because... He's Cajun, spooky Mardi Gras. They in the finale of Hard Target, they're in a Mardi Gras warehouse.
Spooky Mardi Gras.
Spooky Mardi Gras. So, Jean-Claude Van Damme for Gambit, X-Men casting, year 1994.
Beast then gets fascinating. These ruins mean the moon was once inhabited.
Oh, really?
Storm then realized she can fly and they can all breathe. Well, that helps if they're going to have the fight. Like, yeah, let's go to the moon where you can't fucking breathe. We win.
That would have been a good move for Lilandra. They just phase in there, and their heads explode or whatever, and the Imperial Guard just show up and like, well, looks like we win by default.
So, yeah, apparently you can breathe on the moon. Been lied to my whole life.
On the blue area. Only on the blue area.
The Imperial Guard then show up. Remember these guys? We've got Gladiator, Earthquake, Smasher, Oracle, Tsar, Manta, Warstar, and Starbolt.
Oh, well, they haven't released any Marvel Legends of these except for Gladiator. Hopefully they come out soon because I don't remember. I can't put names to faces again. These ones, they're too weird. But I just remember Earthquake is the one who can just shake up the ground, looks like a Geodude with legs.
Wolverine then pops claws. Looks like it's showtime. The plan is to split up and take him down. Jean gets overcome by Oracle almost immediately, and you thought she's going to Phoenix out straight away. And then she sort of keeps a bit of a lid on it for now.
Yeah, she's in this sort of mind battle with Oracle, and she gets pumped a little bit, and you see the fire in her eyes. So, this is going to be a short fight, but no, she gets a hold of it and uses regular psychic powers.
Beast, Storm, Gambit, and Wolverine run into Warstar in the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine pops claws again and lunges at him.
Warstar's a big robot, isn't it?
And he's got like the beanie or whatever it is in the back.
Yeah, the little fella.
He jumps out onto the back and takes Wolverine down.
Yeah, before that, Beast has a good line. He goes, "Oh dear, we've met the enemy, and he is big." I like that line.
You like that one?
Yeah. To me, it feels like it would be in Jaws or something.
Oh dear, we have met the enemy, and he is big.
We offer you the choice of honorable surrender. Stuff your offer, Tin Man.
Then we get a really punch-for-punch battle. Gladiator causes Gambit to fall down a shaft, saved by Storm. Earthquake attacks Gambit. Storm saves him again before Huzzah whips her, and Earthquake finishes them both off.
Yeah.
It's just bang, 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 bang.
First round to the Imperial Guard was a good omen.
I thought Earthquake was a bit of a lame sort of character, but he took him out pretty quick here.
Yeah.
But if Storm had just floated, he'd have been rooted. He couldn't have made any offense there, but offense there. But then he takes them all down and goes, "First round to the Imperial Guard."
Cyclops and Jean are in the force field fighting off Oracle, Smasher, and Starbolt.
Smasher.
Before Rogue shows up, Spin throws Starbolt around and takes off with him in hot pursuit. Rogue says, "You're as fast as a swamp bug on a hot skillet.
See if you're as nimble."
Yeah, and then she does the whole hot shot slam on the brakes, and she jumps up and he goes flying into the rock wall.
That happens in this, Iron Man 2, and Empire Strikes Back, you know, when Han Solo does the Millennium Falcon and makes the TIE fighters crash into each other. So that's a really cool way to show someone's skill as a pilot or a flyer. So I'm loving when those moments appear, and anything that reminds me of Empire Strikes Back. And that's a good bit in Iron Man 2. I don't know why people rag on Iron Man 2 so much.
Iron Man 2's great.
It's good, man. Watch it again, everybody.
Yeah.
Take your hater specs off.
Guess not.
Back in the tunnel, we get a cool music playing while Wolverine's trying to claw Warstar.
That little war...
And he finally gets him before Gladiator throws him into another tunnel. He then sneaks up on old Manta, who must have heard him, and then turns around, blasts Wolverine into unconsciousness.
Yeah.
He then calls out Jean's name as he passes out. Jean!
For some reason, Manta always creeped me out as a kid.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe because she just took out Wolverine so easily, and I always thought Wolverine, he's the best, man. When I saw that happening as a kid, Wolverine normally gets separated from the gang, and then it's up to him to save the day, right? It happened in the Savage Land, and it happened in the Inner Circle, right?
Yep.
I thought, well, here we go. This is going to be Wolverine's bit where he hangs low for a bit, the whole team gets taken out, and somehow he comes back and saves the day. And Manta just punks him down. I was like, oh, jeez, this must be some serious bird, man, because she just took out Plan Omega, which is Wolverine. So I thought, wow, game changer.
Your loyalty to this gene creature speaks well for your species, human.
We then pixel wipe to Rogue, who's following Oracle, and then she turns around, blasts Rogue out of the sky, and she falls at the feet of Gladiator. And then get this upward shot of Gladiator. He looks massive.
He looks huge. The frame is all Gladiator. There's barely any background behind him. And he is confident.
We have fought before, Rogue. You know you cannot match my power.
Oh, come on. Give a gal a little credit.
So he's in the exact same pose I got him posed in right here, because that's how Gladiator stands, baby.
But he looked a lot bigger. Rogue then stands up and uppercuts Gladiator.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Give a girl a little credit. And the whole building falls on top of Gladiator.
You remember when we first saw the Gladiator in the original Phoenix Saga, you thought that he was sort of half-assing it with his vocal performance.
Oh, yeah.
This one, they must have gave him a Red Bull because he was full of beans and sort of enunciation and feeling very big and everything.
Yeah.
He wasn't like monotone like, I don't know, Schwarzenegger or something. Either that or they knew, this isn't testing very well. Gladiator seems kind of boring. Can you sort of up the arrogance a little bit, up the confidence? And this time around, Gladiator sounds cool and tough, and I'm 100% behind him.
I still want it to be a deeper voice, though.
Deeper than that?
Yeah, it needs to be like a Michael Clark Duncan.
You need the Michael Clark Duncan
really
in there.
deep. That's what I want.
Go home, Wesley.
That's what I want.
Oh, that would have been pretty cool. That's a good fan casting for
that's
Gladiator.
my Gladiator.
Hashtag my Gladiator.
Yeah.
Bring him back.
Bring him back. Then we get a shot of Rogue. She sort of tucks her hair behind her ears before Gladiator stands up from the rubble. Rogue picks up another pillar and smashes it straight
I
on
love
Gladiator.
that bit. It looks like it's going to be one of those sort of Scottish log tosses, you know?
Yeah.
She's holding
The caber toss.
Yes. Huge log, and she just drops it square on his scone. That's so good.
But it has no effect.
It's not very effective. He's no-selling it. Or he punches his way out because he's mad.
And then they're sort of fighting underneath this building. And you can tell straight away the building's different colours. So you're like, the building's going to fall over on them.
Yes. Well, in the animation, there's like a different sort of layer separated from the background. So, yeah, this is going to come into play.
So the building totally falls over. Gladiator sort of stands up in it, walks out, and he's carrying like Rogue by a jacket.
That's a great bit. That's probably my favourite bit of the episode. I love this exchange between Rogue and Gladiator. It's like the showdown we've been waiting for.
I never dreamed it would end like this.
Cut back to the professor now, who, of course, is not involved at all in this fight.
He's just watching and saying, my X-Men.
He's like, my X-Men. I never dreamed it would end like this.
See, now, starting to sound like Sauron from the last couple of episodes. My X-Men.
Then you get your old mate, Araki.
Araki.
Araki. Araki, that's it.
Araki. I've got O, because you know, you said their names are just a letter, a comma, what the hell is it, apostrophe?
Yeah.
And then another name. I say Oraki. Oraki.
Araki asks, why doesn't Lilandra go to the professor?
Why don't you go to him, my queen?
Lilandra says,
the part of me that is woman wants to comfort him with every breath that I take. But an empress must be made of steel, even at the cost of her heart.
Hey, again.
Cold hard bitch.
You're as cold as ice. Which is really cool stuff. I really like the sort of she has more responsibilities than just making this old man feel better about. She's got better toys than he does.
Evil man.
Old evil man. But this romance and this deep love seems to really come out of nowhere. I didn't see that connection in the first saga.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Back on the moon, Jean has lost a telepathic connection with the other X-Men, so she believes that only her and Cyclops are left.
This is a classic, we've lost comms to the other teammates in like Aliens and Predator type deal.
So what do? They decide to hide.
Let's hide.
That'll help. Like, what? Cyclops says, Jean, we don't have much time. There is so much I feel, so much we haven't done, so much I want to say to you.
You pretty much said it all.
What? Jean then says, where I'm concerned, it's the thought that counts, and yours, like you, are beautiful.
Lots of lovey-dovey stuff here. So that's why we hated him as a kid. We weren't into that.
They're not into this shit.
Girls are stupid.
Just punch someone.
Just blast somebody.
So then they just hook up and then run out of their hiding spot for one last stand.
Bash off. and then they're out for one last stand. Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Pretty much Cyclops just eye blasting everything that moves, and Jean levitating rocks around the Imperial Guard. Cyclops then hit with a beam and a falling pillar, and then Jean gets angry.
She fires up.
She mega phoenixes up.
Ultra Phoenix.
The Shi'ar shit themselves, and then they go to Planet Omega.
All the power sensors are off the charts.
Which I think is just activating the shields. The
Shields up.
Shi'ar ship then loses all gravity. Everything's floating in the ship. I don't get that part.
Mate, it's just there's too much power.
And did you notice here the professor floats in the frame? He's in his yellow chair. I'm like, hang on,
really?
they fucked that one up. He didn't have no yellow chair.
Come on, guys.
Lilandra was right. I know it now. I must stop Phoenix. Hear me, X-Men. You must revive. Phoenix must be stopped. This has gone too far. You must strike while you still can.
The great gladiator. How I have missed the pleasure of thrashing you.
Rise up, you X-Men.
He psychically projects out to all the X-Men to wake them up from their unconsciousness. I don't know. Anyway.
He's giving them a one-up.
Hear me, X-Men. You must revive. The Phoenix must be stopped. This has gone on far too long. You must strike while you still can.
See, put that in the Emperor's voice, and it was perfect bad guy dialogue.
The Dark Phoenix is keen to smash the shit out of his gladiator.
The great gladiator. How I've missed thrashing you.
Professor's like, Cyclops, kill your wife, for fuck's sake, hurry up. Before she re-energizes.
I think we're going over the thrashing line. That's in Australia. I don't know what it means, if it has any connotation in America, but thrashing just means a good, hard romp with your girlfriend or whatever it is. So she's going to thrash Gladiator deaf, so it's like death by snoo. So you shouldn't be too torn up about it. Shut up and keep thrashing. You like turtles?
Storm then tries some wind power, but no, that does nothing. She can control the wind on the moon. Yeah. Good on you, Storm. Wolverine then pops claws behind Phoenix, and he's like, I can't do it, Genie.
And you go, Jackman could. When we're watching it up, Brooksy goes, Jackman could.
Rogue then flies in, punches Phoenix. Beast comes up behind and shoots him with a laser gun.
He's got a laser gun somehow.
Where did he get that from?
Yeah, they coordinate this attack because Cyclops is like, Rogue, now! She gets her with a Superman punch in the mouth. Beast, now! Shoots her in the back. I thought that was pretty funny. But it should have been more. It shouldn't have just been two.
Yeah.
They should have had something else. I don't know who else is left.
Rogue, now! Beast, now! Forgive me, Jean.
Cyclops then blasts a pillar that falls onto her. But of course, this doesn't end her at all.
He thinks it's done.
No.
It's done.
Jean then comes to and calls Cyclops over. She tells him she can feel the Phoenix growing inside her and she can't control it. Jean says, I can't fight it. Not every second of every day, never slipping, not even for an instant. Scott, please do it.
I can't.
But he can't. So he gets blasted away.
She blasts him away, and then there's like, little mini montage of fire and stuff again.
Yeah, more real flames and a massive firebird.
Mm-hmm.
Back on the Shi'ar ship, the Professor is back in his purple chair, and the weapons of the ship have come online.
The weapons have come online. It's Jean.
The Phoenix, with tears in her eyes, runs away from Cyclops and says she loves him before Lilandra smashes a fist onto this control board. What's going on with my ship? Bang!
You may fire when ready.
The ship shoots a large purple beam into Phoenix. Purple, we should ask that one. So what colour was the beam that shot? Everything's fucking purple. Part of me will always be with you.
Yeah, because this is a planet killer laser beam. They should have done something with the editing or the shot choices to sort of replicate the Death Star firing.
Oh, yeah.
They should have. That's a missed opportunity. That's what I would have done. I would have like Grand Moff talking, "You may fire when ready," but it still was pretty good.
We cut the professor's face tearing up. She's gone. You've won.
That's a great little bit, though. They sort of like really built to firing that laser.
The pan over see the lander is also tearing up. Back on the moon, there is just this big steaming crater where Jean once was. The professor and the lander then teleport down. Cyclops says, "You got your justice, Lalandra. The universe is safe." Lander takes no pleasure in this. But like a cockroach, the Firebird appears again out of the crater. You cannot kill the Phoenix.
Like a cockroach. You can't kill this thing. Why won't you die?
Phoenix then says,
I am the entity known to you as Phoenix. To save all that exists, I became one with Jean Grey. We preserved the crystal, but I discovered an element humans call emotion. I lost my way. Now that the fire within Jean Grey has been extinguished, I am, as I was, guardian of creation.
You said just made a little quip while we were watching. You said, "What's this giant talking bird?" That just tickled me for some reason. It would freak you out, but then you'd look at the whole situation. This is pretty weird. Who do you think's voicing the giant Phoenix in Phoenix actual Firebird form? Is it Jean? The actress so. Jean Grey, but she's put on a third voice that's, again, very different to Jean, Dark Phoenix Jean, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it's really neat.
And what about Jean? Or are the dreams of a mortal beneath your notice?
The radiance within her is no more. It can be rekindled only by taking the flame from another.
Then take mine.
Sorry, pup. You're out of line. I'm your man.
Don't even think about it.
I ain't giving you a choice.
The gift need not come from a single entity. A smaller portion from many is possible. Be warned. Your own flames would be diminished by the amount sundered.
We understand, and we accept.
And then they're arguing over who's going to die.
Yeah.
Wolverine says just let Psyche kill himself, and then Jean says for the taking. This is like giving a kidney to a relative, but your kidney needs 8. Yeah, your relative needs 8 kidneys.
The X-Men then all hold hands around Jean's floating body as this white orb flies through all of them and then into Jean.
And you said you're surprised that Professor X didn't bow out of this one as well.
I'm surprised he didn't dog this one too. Like, oh yeah, I'm too old for this, mate. I'm going to die soon anyway. I got no more flame to give.
I have no flame to give. Beast, you've got me, right? You've got me, right? Carry on.
The Phoenix then says, my time here has ended. I must depart. There's a bright flashlight. The X-Men are back in the mansion. In the control room, we're back.
Yeah, you missed a bit. After the ball goes through, everybody goes into Jean. She does a scream, and they're back, and they're cuddled.
It just flashes light.
Yeah.
And then they're back. And then we go back into space, and a wormhole opens up near the sun, and the Shi'ar fly out of it. And you're going to hear Lilandra say, "Farewell, Charles." It's like, what? And then we cut back to the mansion. We're back in for the shot of the Professor. He's looking out the window back at the night sky, which is from the original Phoenix Saga. So they crammed another one of them in.
Yeah.
The Professor mentions part of Lilandra's mind is now hidden from him.
That's Willie's time.
Which she has never denied him before. Why now? Lilandra says, as Empress, there is a part of me that will forever be alone. Goodbye, Charles. And then we're cut straight to Jean. She's in bed, Cyclops, still in his uniform. He tucks her in, kisses her on the head, and then sits in a chair next to a bed. And that's the end of that chapter.
And that's the end of that chapter.
So you're upset that there's as many endings as Lord of the Rings Return of the King, but they're done in 50 seconds.
And they're all terrible.
Pick one, your favourite one, and finish on the high.
Worst ending ever.
What'd you think of this one, Brooksy? You can go first this time.
I don't agree with your continually better episodes. I can't see this one being a better episode than last episode.
See, I was continuing on with that until I got to this episode, which I thought in my archive memory of how I thought it went was a lot better than how it actually went. I saw a lot more, say, holes or lulls in the execution, especially the parts that you brought up, the ending and the 3 conversations about
exactly the same thing.
Should Phoenix die or whatever? Who's right, Lilandra or Phoenix type deal? After watching that tonight, it's doubled down on it. So I can't. My original plan was to give this one a 10, but the battle is not good enough to carry the rest of the episode through all the lulls. It felt rushed, but not Days of Future Past Part 1 fast. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Good episode's a fast episode. This one is just a rushed episode. That being said, there's still a lot of cool stuff in here. The battle between the Imperial Guard and the X-Men was great. If I was to fix the episode or make it better, I'd give me more of that. Eliminate the three of the same conversation between Gambit, Wolverine, Beast, and Storm.
Yeah, just have them all in one conversation. Don't have to split them up already. You're going to split them up later to have their battles.
It would have been more efficient animation-wise as well because they're all in the same location here. And then you got 5 endings there. Pick your favourite one and make one ending. Make it either about... Probably should have just been about Professor X and Lilandra, I think.
Right.
Because I think they had the most conflict here.
You think that's where it started? So at the start of the Phoenix Saga, that's where it started? It was the Professor was getting these weird visions?
Yeah, that's right.
So maybe end it with that?
Exactly. It was him when Lilandra had the bug suit helmet on reaching out to him and should have wrapped up with them. Like, Jean Grey gets all the life force back. They take them home and then just finish with Professor X talking to Lilandra and maybe intercut Scott tucking her in, but still having the dialogue between Professor X and Lilandra over the top of that.
Yep.
So the winding down montage. You could have done that all with one big sort of Professor X speech. Like, all that cool sort of stuff that Professor X can really do in the movies. He has like these really cool speeches. Just show images of what good they've done to save Jean Grey and everything. That would have been a way to go and really finish on, the high. You're finishing the Dark Phoenix Saga here.
Yeah, it was very rushed.
Of course they're going to be teleported home. We don't need to hear Storm say,
"Oh, we're back." We know the fucking place you are, mate.
We know where you're at. You don't need to hold our hand through that. And, just a tiny little scene of Cyclops tucking in Jean. I was like, yeah, we know she's been saved. We don't need to see her get tucked in.
Do you want another plot hole?
Yeah, let me have the plot hole, Brooksy.
You haven't mentioned? The whole thing of this episode was Lilandra is not happy with the Phoenix. It's going to destroy some galaxies.
Yeah.
What happened at the end of the episode? They let the Phoenix go. The Phoenix is still out there, can control any galaxy.
Oh, well, she said, the Phoenix said that she lost her way and now she, as she was, guardian of all creation. So they're just taking the Phoenix's word for it and saying that maybe Jean Grey was the bad influence there.
Oh, it's Jean, was it?
It's all Jean's fault, according to the Phoenix.
Why'd they let her come back to life?
Well, they blew her up and they got separated, so maybe...
Don't do it again, we'll blow you up again.
If this happens again, we'll go straight for Jean. We're going to send Terminators this time.
So I didn't like that part either.
Didn't like that part. Holes!
But what did you like? What was your favourite part?
Well, I mentioned earlier in the episode, earlier the breakdown, that I really love the idea of the Imperial Guard versus the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
And of all the duels that went down, we had Wolverine versus, what's the big green thing's name? He stabs the little one. Earthquake takes out Storm and Gambit. But for me, it was Rogue versus Gladiator. That was the coolest showdown for me because they're both the big, strongest. They can fly. They've got all these powers. That was my favourite bit because the fighting, you're actually seeing some real heavy contact. It reminded me of like if Superman was fighting Zod or something. Just these two mega powers going for it. You know, Neo and Agent Smith or whatever. They're just no blocks. They're all just taking it.
Yeah.
One in the face, and she gets him in the face, and then the whole thing collapses on them. And you see who's coming out on top. It's Gladiator, and he's carrying her like, yeah, I just whipped your ass. So that was my absolute favourite bit, that one.
Spoiler alert, that's mine too.
It was so
it's
good,
the best
right?
part of the movie. It's the best part of the episode.
It was so good. I love that bit. Because she drops a pillar on his head, you know what I mean? And he just stands there with hands on his hip, doesn't move at all. It's funny.
What about your favourite quote?
Oh, it's got to be. It's easy, this one. It's got to be when Dark Phoenix comes back. Oh, Gladiator, how I've missed the pleasure of thrashing you. Because that goes back to like the original Phoenix when Phoenix was good. She gets him with the claw and tosses him halfway into space.
Yeah.
Really lowers his self-esteem and makes him weak. So that was my favourite quote because it also has the double meaning of sex. And I'm very immature like that. How about you, Brooks?
I think mine was Gambit's one where they just show up on the moon. And some sort of spooky Mardi Gras.
See, that's my runner-up because of all the connections that I've made to it.
To Hard Target.
To Hard Target. That's great. I like that line too, but the funniest line still. Funniest and best line, Dark Phoenix on Gladiator.
All right, the big question. How do you rate this one?
Well, the last episode, I'm pretty sure I gave a 9.5, right?
You gave a 9.
Gave a 9. Well, this one doesn't get a 9.5. Doesn't get the 10 that I thought it was going to get. Still very good, and that battle's still very good. And the gripes that I have with it, I didn't really notice till you brought them up. They just went straight over my head. So I won't let that affect my rating. I'll still, because I watched this one a fair bit just for the battle.
Right.
So I'll give this one an 8. This one's still pretty high for me. I'll lock in the 8. How about you, Brooksy? What do you rate? It's the fate of the Phoenix.
It's between a 6.5 and a 7. So I don't know. I was going to give it a 6.5 because you're always like, I don't like to call anything a 7. You're sitting on the fence.
Well, that's just me.
I think I'm just going to stay at a 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah.
That's understandable. You just fix up the plot holes and make it better for you.
And change Gladiator's voice.
Deeper.
Yes.
Lower the tone a little bit.
That's all you need to do.
The Dennis Haybert from Major League.
Yes.
Say fuck you, Jubble.
That's it. That's it.
No more labs. Okay, bub. Gene. I believe Emily Dickinson said it best. Fascinating.
All right, it's tally time. We need like a little bit after tally time that is the Tim Bailey precipitation thing. We need something.
Did you hear Tim Bailey's getting the axe?
He got done, yeah.
Cannot believe
I was going to tag you in that, but I thought
God.
I'd save it for a face-to-face conversation. I thought, ha, Brooksy's guy's done.
It's been like bloody 30 years or 20 years.
I think it was 25 or something like that I saw. I thought, oh man, why get rid of him now? He's still young-ish. The Daily Bailey.
It's gone.
Something of the Brolly. What's it called?
Business of the Brolly.
Business of the Brolly. We need that. We need the Tim Bailey intro for tally time. So put your riding cap on and find words that rhyme with claw draw.
He's doing nothing now. Get on to it.
Get him on board.
Get him
in. Tim Bailey with the tally time. What do you got for us, Tim?
If you had to throw in something there. Okay, so we've got tally time. We haven't got any Beast quotes still, but we do have Beast fascinating.
Fascinating.
So up to 12 fascinatings now.
That's nice.
Claw draws. You want to hazard a guess?
Hazard a guess. Right at the start of the episode. Let's lock. Oh, and then when he's about to stab Gene, I'd say 3.
4.
Oh.
We got 4 this episode plus the 62 we've already got in this episode season. We've got 66 for season 3.
Solid numbers.
All up now. We're up to 169. Bubs. We got 1 bub in here.
We're back in. The bubs are back.
So the bub, 1 bub. We're on 13 bubs. 1 more bub in the fascinatings.
Ooh.
And we're still on 5 Jane faints. She did die, but she didn't faint. So
I don't know if I count that. She didn't make the noise. She just got blasted.
How about any sound effects?
That's sort of the sound of the Terminator 2 grenade launcher whenever... I think it was when the fire guy got launched into that big Easter Island head on the blue side of the moon. They had the start of that... And then just the crumbling noises. So I heard that one, but that always happens when someone goes through something, I think. So that was back. Terminator 2 again. Love that sound library in Terminator 2. All right, it's time for Generation Mailbag and shout-outs. What do you have for us, Brooksy?
Well, I was listening to a podcast the other day, which I frequent. It's called Untwisted.
Untwisted, that'd be the Round the Twist podcast, right?
Yes, so there's 2 Americans and 2 Australians discussing each episode of the beloved 90s-ish season of Round of the Twist.
Ooh.
So yeah, if you don't know what Round of the Twist is, give it a look. It's a great episode. It's a great season that I grew up on.
So it's sort of like an episodic following this family Twilight Zone thing when they bump into like supernatural events, right?
Yes.
Ghost on a dunny, a haunted scarecrow.
Oh yeah.
Birds pooing on things, and like there's this water spirit trapped in an ice statue or something like that.
Little Squirt, one of the best episodes. It's Little Squirt, and then there's Without My Pants. They're probably the best 2 episodes.
What's the one called where the kid's turning into a mermaid?
Nails?
Yes, that's right. It's a really creepy episode where his kids just start growing fingernails all up his fingers. Remember there was a book, a children's book, because that's what Round of Twist based off of,
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
All of these episodes are based on, well, not all of them, but mainly the first 2 seasons are based on all the Paul Jennings books, the Unreal, Unbelievable, Unmentionable. Yeah, I think there's 8 or so books, Quirky Tales.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what that's all based on.
I remember reading that book, Nails. I think it was Nails. It was called in the show.
Yeah,
but was it called that in the books?
I think they're all short stories. So every book's like 8 or 10 short stories.
And I remember the girl that he's got a crush on, or he's got a relationship with. She's aware that he's growing nails all out his fingers. And as a present, she bought him some nail clippers.
Yeah.
And as he's clipping them, they're just growing out of control, and he just starts break down and crying. I remember seeing that illustration and just being so shocked and affected by it. I was like, I can barely read the rest of this book. But that's imagery that stuck with me from primary school to now. It's very disturbing. I don't know why. It's not in pain or anything, or could be in pain, but just it seemed really horrific.
But yeah, I remember growing up on that show. Do you remember growing up on that show?
I'd catch it sporadically,
right?
But mainly when I'd come home from school, I'd watch it and wouldn't think anything of it. It's not a show that I'd quickly rush in and put a tape and record it. Oh, Round the Twist on. Would never re-watch it. I don't know.
Well, my old man was really keen on it.
Oh, really?
So he got us into it, and he went and bought the VHS copies of the first season.
Big money.
The VHS, you'd have 3 episodes on the VHS. So we had volume 1, 2, and 3 of season 1. So we'd watch that over and over again.
Yeah.
And then later on, the further seasons, we had them recorded. And now I've got them all on DVD.
I remember coming over here a couple of times, back at your old place and putting them on. And you and Lawley were both scared of the scarecrow bit.
Yeah.
And me watching it now, so yeah, I can understand how that'd be pretty scary for a kid. I'd probably freak out. And you mentioned, what about when it goes through the glass scene? I was like, well, how bad could it be? And it's pretty confronting. This scarecrow jumps through the glass, and I think it's crawling after him.
Yeah, so it's a scarecrow, but it's turning into a clown. And all it does is just laugh and scare the shit out of people. And oh man, that when you're a kid, that is fucking scary.
That's a double whammy.
Yeah, man. Oh.
So the backstory, just real quick before we go off the rails, generation Round the Twist. The clothes that they've put on the scarecrow belonged to a clown.
Yeah, so they find a trunk that had all this old circuses thing. So that when they put on the clothes, they become who it was.
Oh, right. And the girls put on the lady clown.
Yes. Yeah. And then she puts the male clown one on the scarecrow. So Bronson puts on the ringmaster's stuff. Pete puts on the tightrope guy. He's driving a unicycle. And the dad puts on the clairvoyance clothes. And he keeps saying, I know. And that's why it's called Know-All.
Okay.
So he's looking through a glass ball and he knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's some pretty haunted clothes sort of thing, which is pretty gnarly and out there. But I think they made just scary enough to put right after school.
So yeah, that's Round the Twist. So
that's
anyway,
Round the Twist.
That's what Untwisted are going through episode by episode, similar to us.
Have they got? How far have they got? Have they got up to the Scarecrow episode yet?
They haven't yet.
Oh well, that'll be a must-listen episode for you, I wager.
The last one I heard them do was Wonder Pants. Do you remember Wonder Pants?
It's where he nuked his undies in the microwave and it gave him powers.
Hot pants are back in. Yeah, and then he goes for a swim and they shrink on him.
Yeah.
They come tiny. So then he's going to a frog race, so he puts them on his frog. And of course, the frog wins. So yeah, get on Untwisted. Get on Round the Twist if you haven't seen it. Watch that first, then jump on Round Twisted. They're pretty funny. So they got 2 Americans, 2 Australians. So the 2 Australians have already seen the episodes. 2 Americans haven't. That's one of the best parts of the podcast is the 2 Americans have no idea what the Australians are talking about. They're like, what the hell is that? It's just Aussie slang. They got no idea what they're talking about.
The cross culture would be an interesting interaction between all of them.
So yeah, that's awesome.
And you should mention why are we mentioning these guys for? Because
they mentioned us because we followed them on Instagram. So then they sort of give us a quick shout out on their podcast. So we need to return the favour.
Yeah, so they've got this thing. If you follow us and have a podcast, we'll give you a shout out on their podcast, right?
Yeah, they mentioned they were going to do that. And then they said, oh, well, this podcast just followed us on Instagram the other day. And then they just started talking about us. Like, oh, man, that's great.
Yeah, I had to listen to that because you sent that through to me. They haven't listened to our podcast either yet or if they ever will. So they didn't have too much to say other than they mentioned they've seen a couple of episodes of X-Men the Animated Series. I think we've given them a pretty good endorsement here because we just happen to have seen a couple. Well, I've happened to see a couple of episodes of Round the Twist. You've seen them all, so we've been able to discuss heaps more about Round the Twist than they have been able to discuss X-Men the Animated Series. So we should do that same sort of promotion or deal or whatever. If you're running a podcast and want to get a shout out, just like us on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, let us know. We'll listen to a couple episodes of your podcast and give you a shout out on our podcast. And if you'd like to do the same, that'd be pretty cool because this seems like an easy thing for us to do, right, Brooks?
Yeah, for sure.
So absolutely, if you're running a podcast, let us know.
If you have a Challenger podcast and you're rewatching the episodes of
Challenger, Generation Challenger.
If they're not, we're getting on Generation Challenger. 260 episodes. It's only 2 seasons, Bender.
I mean, how much could we break down? Well, Ricky couldn't find the letter R.
It's not amazing. They're not looking for letters.
So then the goop came out the nose, and it was great.
Pick your face. That was a different one again.
Damn it. Wait, what's the deal if a rival X-Men animated series podcast likes our Instagram page? We're going to give them a rap?
They're not going to do that.
We're the number one
I don't listen to
podcast.
any other Generation X-Men. I don't listen to any X-Men podcast.
We don't listen to the
We're doing it well enough.
We break it all down.
So good.
You don't hear about our day how the toaster's broken. When I woke up this morning, I made myself a piece of toast. I set it to 3.
You set the toaster to 3, medium brown. I say that every time I have toast.
What I'm saying is other X-Men podcasts, that's how they start their episode. I don't need to hear that. Tell me what you're here for and tell me what happens to Rogue and Wolverine in the episode. My toaster level 3 doesn't even work on the bread.
How it comes do you out toast white. Anything?
You have to take it to 4.5. Anything else,
that's
4.5.
Too brown.
But it doesn't even affect it. It's like maybe our toast is too thick or our toast is dying because level 3 doesn't do nothing. That's our toast rant. That's it. We'll make a whole episode about the toast. Toast.
Shut up and take my money.
All right, it's time for mutant merch, and I have got some. Brooksy's got some. Got a live unboxing. Who wants to go first, Brooksy?
I don't care. What do you reckon?
I'll go first because live unboxing, we've got to look forward to something. And my shit's already unboxed. I didn't even bring him with me because he's lined up, ready to be put in display. I'll take some photos later. I was supposed to do it for Figure Friday, but I forgot. For 6 weeks in a row, I have bought, Brooksy, the entire wave of the Strong Guy Marvel Legends.
Oh, yeah.
Went down to Toy Mate just to see if they got any X-Men Age of Apocalypse figures. They did. I've been going to Toy Mate sporadically for 6 weeks, at least once a week, every week. looking for the 3 pieces that I need to finish. I needed Marvel's Morph, Wild Child, and I think Sunfire. And by chance, they were all there. So excellent. I'm going to snatch them all up. And then something just caught my eye. Just some new colours. Like, what's this? I probably thought it was just like heaps old Black Widow stuff, heaps old Thanos stuff. It was the new wave. Every single one of them. And in this Strong Guy wave, it's got Black Tom Cassidy from the X-Men, Shikla, also known as Death, who became Deadpool's girlfriend or whatever, Marvel's Sunspot, Marvel's Warpath, that big Native American guy that's in the X-Men animation starting intro, Deadpool and his blue and yellow costume, Pirate Deadpool, and Maverick from Weapon X program. So he pops up later, so I had to get him. There's only really 3 that I want from the line. I wanted Warpath, I wanted Maverick, and I wanted Tom Cassidy. But I figure I might as well get all of them because I still need all of Strong Guy. And if I was just to buy Strong Guy from a Chinese website, they charge about $180, and I'd still need to get Warpath, Maverick, and Black Tom Cassidy. So it'd end up costing me way more if I did it that way rather than just buying the whole line.
Yep.
I had them pre-ordered on Robo Toys. A shout out to Robo Toys. They're pretty good online. Got some great Marvel Legends stuff. But I figured if I see them in the wild and I don't buy them, that's not going to encourage the purchasers or the buyers from Toymate to bring in more product of Marvel Legends. So look, I'll bite the bullet. I'll pay the extra 30 or so bucks that I'm losing for the discount online. So I cancelled my pre-order, went to NFR to buy them all. They had them all there except for Maverick. So I was like, oh no, I've still got to buy them all. Where am I going to find this Maverick? I could even drive to Sydney or roll the dice on this store in Newcastle. I decided to roll the dice on this store in Newcastle. I drove in the opposite direction for about an hour, went to this Toymate in Cardiff, I think, or someplace like that. Luck would have it, they only had a few of the figures from the Strong Guy wave. One of the few was Maverick. And by the time I got him, I had earned like a gold member for Toymate, and I got a 5% discount off him. So I saved a little bit of cash.
Boom.
Saved about $2.
I'll have to give you a couple more tips, mate, so you can get a bit more money.
Yeah, I need some of that Melbourne store winning money, but I can't be too greedy.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Just put your money on Melbourne Storm to win.
Well, I should have just put $100 on that, and then I would have got $200 back. But I need the big money. I need that $1,800. I need that $800 you gave me that time. But yes, that definitely added to the action figure budget. But people don't know, Strong Guy is this huge dude, huge mutant who's a member of X Factor, one of the cool episodes called Cold Comfort Cool, where we see Iceman and another sort of X team of mutants. So I got everybody from X Factor except for Quicksilver and Wolfsbane. Right. Marvel Legends haven't re-released or released a Wolfsbane in the traditional X Factor costume. Hopefully they will soon. And I've got Quicksilver on the way. He comes in a family 3-pack. Quicksilver, Magneto, and Scarlet Witch.
Oh, yeah.
They're on the way from Amazon. It's another $80 down the toilet, but I had to get him because they just bought in the stock, and scalper prices were up to $190. I'm not paying that much for just Magneto, Quicksilver, and Scarlet Witch. So they're on the way. Strong Guys here. Got nearly all of X Factor, and I got the other figures for the Age of Apocalypse. And Sugar Man is complete.
Sugar Man.
Sugar Man.
Hurry.
So I'll take some photos of the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figures. They're looking cool. They're looking big. And I'm going to have to make some cuts to my display case, Brooksy, because there's not enough room. And I don't want to do another shelf of X-Men characters. So some people are getting cut. Maybe I'll take like 4 of the Deadpools out. X-23 and maybe normal Phoenix and normal Cyclops. Or blue sock head Cyclops. Put them in storage and sell off all these other action figures I don't want because I've got some coupons that I need to get rid of. Marvel's Morph, that's just a waste of an action figure.
That?
It's just all blue, purple purple cape and a white face. It's like,
no thanks.
If you just made
hashtag not my morph.
Hashtag not my morph. If you just made morph from the regular thing, but if they're sticking to the Age of Apocalypse, they should have made Age of Apocalypse Cyclops. Because he actually has one eye. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other cool characters in the Age of Apocalypse wave, but I don't know. Budget's got out of hand. They needed some basic looking dude because it's just blue costume, white head and a cape. That's not expensive, so can't pick all the waves. So that's my mutant merch.
All right, we'll kick off mine then.
Let's make it happen.
They're all next to me, and you haven't seen any of them. So
no, I haven't.
I'll pick them up. I'll tell you what they are, and I'll pass them over to you to have a look. The first one we got is a pop vinyl of Mr. Sinister.
Oh, that is looking
from
pretty...
the X-Men line. It looks pretty awesome.
See, I think
it's metallic.
It's hard to go wrong with Mr. Sinister because he's got a great toyetic look.
Doesn't he? What?
He's got really neat colour scheme. They always got him in this cool pose. He looks like a vampire. The big cow and the metallic blue on there. My Marvel Legends Mr. Sinister is pretty badass too.
So the next ones we got are
Special Edition.
The X-Men 20th anniversary.
Oh, that's right.
Ones. So we got Wolverine in his black leather costume
in the jet
first episode.
The jet suit Wolverine, which is really, really cool. Got the separated claws. So it's good that it's like the 20th anniversary because I think the technology in sculpting and painting the pop vinyls has gotten better and the poses are a bit more ambitious because Wolverine here looks absolutely sick. Great detailing with the colours and the all the scratches that you see. Not the scratches, the design, the claw designs in his suit. Really, really badass, man.
The next one we got is Mystique in superhero pose.
In the superhero landing pose, Mystique. This one's really neat too. All the textures of her scales and everything. My favourite Mystique's from the original trilogy. If you want to call it the original trilogy. Yep. She looks badass here. That's a cool one. And you keep a mint in box with the box protectors
Of course. I'm no savage.
I gotta let him breathe.
Next one we got is Nightcrawler
it's
from
her kid.
X2.
It's her kid. And he's got the striped pants on, leather jacket, and all those little tattoos or scarring, tribal scarring. This is very well made, actually. This is super good. Yeah, you never ever see these sort of scarring because Marvel Legends have got their 20th anniversary figs coming out soon too. I don't think we're getting Nightcrawler though.
Next one, Magneto in helmet, and he's awesome.
Why not come out where I can see you, Charles?
That's him.
He's in an outstanding pose. And this costume works really good for the pop vinyls, I think.
Yeah.
It's really cool. They made the little design around the inside of the mask a darker colour. Really makes it pop.
Next one is Professor X in his chair. What do they call you, Wheel?
I'm Charles Xavier. Would you like some breakfast? Got his eyebrows happening. Those are real Professor X eyebrows. That's a good fig. A good pop.
Next is Storm in the black leather, and she's got a little bit of lightning in between her hands.
This would be the X2 haircut, isn't it? Because she had the more straight hair for X-Men 1, and she's got the cool one. So when she sort of dropped the accent completely, I believe, and went full American with her Storm, which I thought made a bit more natural of a performance.
Next one is X3, Jean Grey as Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix. This is something, the design with the veins popping out of her face is something they continued on with in Dark Phoenix, right? And there's a little fire in between the veins. Yeah. Jackman finished her off quick smart.
Next one, we've got X2 Cyclops in black trench coat.
Oh, that's cool. I like the black trench coat look because he adopts that in some of the comic books, and I think in X-Men Evolution or Wolverine and the X-Men, he's got the full head sock and the trench coat. They should have definitely done more with this.
The next one is Logan in jeans and a tank top from X2 Berserker style.
The classic look. You got anything in here besides chocolate milk?
That's the one.
There's a soda in the cupboard.
School.
You got any beer? This is a school.
We then have X3 Beast.
This tower's getting out of hand. More shelves.
Hank McCoy. I would have had him upside down.
Oh, see, there you go. Full of ideas. Oh, he's in his suit and everything because he was reading his suit upside down in that.
He was. That's how we introduced to Beast.
Yeah.
In X3.
Aurora. Oh, how good's the casting as Frasier as Beast?
Pretty damn good.
Chelsea, Grandma Chelsea.
Chelsea. Is it Chelsea or Kelsey?
Chelsea Carter?
$50 million. Who you think I got? Kelsey Clinton?
Is that Chelsea?
Is it Kelsey or Chelsea? Next one we got is Rogue.
I'm Rogue.
Either 2 or 3 because she's got the white in her hair.
Yeah, it'd be. I think it's number 2 because she had this sort of outfit when she's. We love what you've done with your hair. That's when she takes the gloves off and he's like, "Ooh, you just about to do that thing to me, were you?" But I love that bit. That's a great bit in X-Men 2.
The next one we got is limited edition 2020 Summer Convention. Funko Pop.
I can see it.
Wade Wilson, Weapon 11.
Oh, no. Weapon 11. How did they release this one? That is absolutely ridiculous. X-Men Origins, the worst representation of Deadpool in quotations. It's good that they called him Weapon 11 because this is hashtag no one's Deadpool. This is Baraka from Mortal Kombat with his mouth sewn shut. It should have been its own sort of character. But then again, if we didn't get this, we wouldn't have got the Deadpool reboot. So everything happens for a reason. But this is a dirty schmear that's on the history of the X-Men franchise, which Deadpool cleaned up in X-Men 2. Shot him in the head and shot him a dozen more times because he really hates him.
The next one I'm sure will be Corey Neville's favourite.
Oh.
It's a limited edition Nightcrawler.
Another one.
Banff style.
Oh, Banff style. There you go. Oh, he's in mid-jump. That's pretty neat. I see. He comes with a stand. I remember Corey tried to punk me with this Spider-Man toy. I bought him a Spider-Man Marvel's Legends and said, you got to let him out the box. And he goes, oh, all right. And he got me a Spider-Man in pop vinyl. He goes, well, you can't take him out of the box because he's in midair.
Yeah.
And you won't be able to pose him anywhere. He came with a stand. So I put the stand on him. He's in midair. Stand. Unbox Buster, Corey. Pissed on your parade. I'll let him breathe. But yes, this is a cool Banff Nightcrawler.
And then the next one I've got is a special edition Mystique. It's
what's she doing?
Metallic.
Oh, right. So it's a more metallic finish.
Yeah. So there's one more of those special editions coming. There's the first class Magneto with the different helmet on.
All right.
Yeah.
First class Magneto.
Is that the first class? No, it's not first class. It's
Future Past.
Yeah, it must be Future Class. It's the magenta-y sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one. That hasn't come out yet.
Righto. Well, you've done some serious mutant merching here too,
And
Brooksy.
Now I've got the unboxing.
And we've got a live unboxing, everybody. I mean, these are pretty fun. I probably should have waited. I'll do it when it's something less, less Build-A-Figure-y because I love doing Build-A-Figures. You need a box cutter, Brooksy.
Do you know how many knives I have in this house? None within arm's reach. I go outside.
You got a 30.
Pen. Like every other time of the day, there's a knife on my belt.
I had 2 Kinchrome knives, a big one and then a pocket-sized one. I've lost the pocket size. A keychain-sized one. I lost the keychain-sized one. So I've got the big one. If I lose it, I'm stuffed.
So this is from Pop Culture. They always do well with their boxing. You never get any bad pops from them.
I've visited Pop Culture with a CHA. That's another shout out there. And I've pre-ordered Spider-Man Mysterio Marvel Legends and a Conan the Barbarian action figure. But what have you got here?
These are ones I've had on pre-order for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
This first one, it's Marvel Zombies.
Ooh.
And it's Wolverine.
Marvel Zombies.
Get a load of that one.
Whoa. Look at that. This is hardcore. So people don't know there's this run of Marvel comics called Marvel Zombies. I don't know how it broke out, but all the Marvel characters are zombified, and this Wolverine is looking gnarly as. He's oozing greed blood, his skin's rotting away, revealing an adamantium skeleton. And this is really, really cool. This would make a great action figure. Surely it's around the corner that the Marvel Legends will be doing zombie figures.
There's a glow-in-the-dark variant to that that's also on pre-order.
Oh, yeah.
And the next one is Zombie Deadpool.
Zombie Deadpool's already sort of looking gnarly, and this he looks way worse. Half his mask is Gornsky's. His mutilated looking face plus zombie. He's missing an arm. He's got a silver spike.
I think he's holding his arm with his other arm, isn't he?
Oh, he is too. He's holding his other arm.
And he's got one of his swords through him.
Oh, it's a sword, is it? Well, that makes a lot of sense. And
run his sword straight through you.
You've been run through. How do you feel?
And that is my mutant merch.
Well, mate, I feel bad for not bringing my figs in, but...
Just be careful with those zombies. I haven't put them in their plastic yet.
Oh, shit. You should not have handed them to me. There's fingerprints all over them now. Give them a quick wipe with the chamois. I don't like that. That's too much pressure. That's like holding someone's fresh-born baby. Get it away.
I'm not a savage. You got to put them straight in the plastic.
Got to.
As Brody would say.
Wow, that's one epic mutant merch.
Yeah.
We've set a precedent. Just looking at your jumper there, Brooksy, where'd you get that from again? Superhero stuff?
I have no idea.
No idea?
It was a while ago.
I need a new jumper. I've only got this. You've seen me in this jumper so many times. I've got some really old hoodies, and they're just like emergency car hoodies now. I can't wear them because they just smell like the boot of my car. So I'm like, nah, I'm not wearing that out. So I've got this zip-up hoodie, a regular hoodie, and some casual jackets. And I thought, nah, they're not warm enough. I need some. Going to get me that X-Men hoodie. That'd be cool. All right, let's take it home, everybody. Find our podcast on iTunes, Podcast Addict, Pocket Casters, Stitcher, YouTube, and now Spotify. Subscribe, rate us, and give us a review on iTunes. Like and share our page on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Gen X-Men Pod for Meme Monday, Marvel movie news, and Figure Friday, I promise. Or you can body slide into our Facebook DMs or contact us by email. GenerationXmenPodcast@gmail.com. Send us questions for Q&A, anything Marvel or X-Men related you like us to bang on about. So what's up for us next time, Brooks?
The next episode, number 44, Season 3, Episode 16, Orphans and
the Return of the Star Jammers.
Yeah.
Corsair, you rebel scum. All right, that's it from us here at Generation X-Men, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for listening, and we hope you had a decent shot of X-Men nostalgia. Next time we've got Orphan's End with breakdown, tally time, claw draw, mutant merch, and maybe Marvel movie news. Like the Terminator, we'll be back, and we look forward to your company then. Thanks for hosting, Brooksy.
No worries, Bender. Take it easy, mate.
Hasta la vista.
See ya.